Okay, well, it's been a while, but I'm here to do a little video just to update you about version 2 of SwimClubMeet. Let me just take you back a little reminder. This is Swim Club 1, and as you know, you can set the date and thing and the description here in this session table. Got all that? Good. If you want to just go and edit that line, there is a edit session here, but the buttons over this side in the middle, there isn't any sort of edit pencil. Okay, got all that? Good. All right, here's the program. I'll just run it. Oh, got to click on it first, Ben. Let's run it now. Yeah, there we go. I'm just going to hide this. I'll zoom up into the center. I think everything's fine. Cool. All right, up the top here on the left is just the Swim Club table, and there's only one record. In this version, definitely can have as many clubs as you want. Okay. And then on the left is the session grid. In the middle is another version of the session grid, and on the right, yet another version. So I've been fiddling around trying to find out how I can improve it. If we go to the middle, this is where I started, and this is what I've done here is I've improved the input into it using a masked edit, okay? And it's impossible for you to go in here and put in a silly date because it won't let you do it. So dates and times are perfect, yes? And you don't have to press any of these, you don't have to type in any of these little hyphens and stuff. Also, you notice that the format of the date, I find this is much easier to search through by year. So that's why I've formatted the date here. This is 12 points font size. Now, if I click on this little edit button, it'll take you to that dialogue you saw before, yeah? Okay, just going to click on my OBS because it's disappeared. I want to make sure it's all working. Okay, so that's that one. That's, you know, I mean, it's much the same as the old one. Okay, so no real changes there. Then I played around with the one on the right. Now this is different. First of all, it introduces 2 new fields. I had to do that because of the way it works, basically. But if I try and edit here, I can use the up and down arrow keys to change the month, or as I'm doing here, okay? So you got up and down arrow keys, and as it's sort of masked as well, or that. And that's just for the date, and when you use the drop down, you get a date picker. Righto, and then on the other side is a more sophisticated time entry system with an up and down arrows, and you can use your up and down arrow keys, etc., etc. Now when you look at this, it gobbles up quite a bit of real estate, and you know, it's not, it's too busy. This is, I think the grids here are 10 point, so, or maybe the separation, the width, heights, sorry, of the rows are a little bit narrower than the one in the middle. All right, and then I went over and just sort of changed my thinking entirely. And on the left here, you'll see it's significantly quite different, and I think much easier to read. How do you edit it? Well, eventually you'll just double click and the dialogue will appear. It's got the date. This is at 10 point, and the third line is at 9 character size. So it's a little bit smaller to read. And as you know, swimming pools tend to be dark places. There's lots of lighting shining on the lanes, but on the outer peripherals at night time it gets dark. So that's why I like using the larger fonts. But I think the spacing helps here. Also, it's got some metrics. there's the little icons down the bottom. If I go down, scroll down, and you'll notice it changes grey because these are locked. You'll see a little lock icon there, if you can see it. Hopefully you can. And go down a bit further. This icon indicates that this particular session is within the swimming season. If we look at this database up here, we'll notice that the swimming season is the 16th or the 10th. So that's a bit wrong for this data, but anyway, someone hasn't changed it. Okay, but you get which I think is helpful to know, that you probably need to update that. Also, the next thing along is the number of nominees. That's the little black icon there, which symbolises a person. And then the next one along is the actual number of entrants. So there's, sometimes you end up, I'm just looking for one that has, I can't find it, but I will. I'll find it. Give me 30 seconds. Can't find it. All right, we'll move on. Yeah, there's one there anyway. So that tells you if every swimmer who nominated actually got into swimming the event. Club championships, those numbers tend to vary a little bit. Anyway, there's other metrics I could put in there, like how many events you had, how many heats you ran, the duration of the session, or how about whether there were any club records during that session, etc., etc. Yeah. So, and I like this one on the third here, this one on the left. So I think that's the one that's going to go in with a few more little goodies. Anyway, so I hope that's been interesting, because I am doing big major changes. And the next video, I might even talk a bit about what I've actually changed in the database. All right, catch you on another one.